Good day everybody, it's time for an in-depth look at what changes are in store for summoners in the upcoming expansion, Stormblood. Among the caster classes, summoners have received significant adjustments due to ability pruning and several new additions to their pet mechanic. So without further delay, let's get started. Just like the other roles, casters receive their own unique set of abilities to help customize their toolkit and bring additional utility to their parties. There is a total of 10 available caster role actions, of which only 5 can be active at a time. Let's go over them one by one. The first role action is presented in the form of Addle, an ability that cripples the target enemy by reducing their intelligence and mind attributes, much like how Virus used to. As with healers, Break also makes an appearance on caster role actions, providing a long-lasting, single-target crowd control ability to summoners. A new self-preservation ability comes in the form of Drain, a spell that converts all damage dealt into HP, a caster's version of Second Wind. As with melee roles, Diversion was also made available to casters to help them manage their enmity generation. Lucid Dreaming becomes a shared caster ability that regenerates NP over time, and further cuts enmity generation by half. Available to both healers and casters, Swift Cast remains the all-too-important ability that removes the cast time from your next spell. Exclusive to caster roles, Mana Shift brings an entirely new mechanic to the game, transferring a portion of your MP to another party member. Originally a Black Mage ability, Apocatastasis makes a return as a caster role action that increases magic resistance for one party member. It's worth noting that the physical resistance counterpart of this ability, Palisade, is part of the ranged role actions. Another ability that makes a surprising return is Surecast, not only retaining its original functionality, but also granting immunity to most forms of crowd control for the duration. And the last caster role action comes in the form of Erase, an ability that removes a single damage over time effect from another party member. Whether it behaves similarly to Asuna remains to be seen. And now let's move on to summoner-specific changes. Just like with the other jobs, summoners have also gained UI elements to help keep track of their Aether Flow and Aether Trail stacks, as well as Dreadworm Trance. As part of the ability pruning, the spell Bio is automatically upgraded to its superior counterparts. To accommodate this change, Fester now only accounts for the highest upgraded versions of both Bio and Miasma, meaning summoners have one last dot to keep track of. Additionally, Tri-Disaster has also been adjusted to reflect this change, but it has gained a short duration potency buff to ruin spells to compensate. While retaining its original functionality, Dreadworm Trance now also resets the recast time of Tri-Disaster, allowing for a reapplication of your dots once active. At level 62, the new trait Ruin Mastery grants a chance of upgrading Ruin 1 and 3 to the new Ruin 4 whenever your pet uses an action. The upgrade process is seamless, so you don't need to worry about finding the Ruin 4 button on your hotbar. In addition, whenever this upgrade occurs, a new trait from a few more levels down the road reduces the cooldown of your Enkindle ability, allowing your pet to execute its signature move more often. The new pet ability Aether Pact forces your pet to execute Devotion. What is Devotion, you ask? It is a new ability that increases both attack and healing potencies for all party members, and reduces their damage taken. An incredible party utility tool, exclusive to summoners. At level 66, a new trait makes its appearance. Corruption Mastery 2 further streamlines our abilities by automatically upgrading Bio 2 and Miasma to the new Bio 3 and Miasma 3 respectively. Keep in mind that Miasma 2 has been removed and no longer exists. And finally, the signature ability of level 70 summoners comes in the form of a new trait, allowing the collection of Dreadworm Aether every time Dreadworm Trance ends, increasing the trance gauge. Once the gauge has been filled, summoners gain the ability to summon Bahamut himself, temporarily replacing your current pet. While present, Bahamut will passively execute Shockwave on the same target as yours. But of course, let's not forget about Enkindle, which orders Bahamut to deliver an absolutely massive 680 potency Akmorn to your target. Keeping cooldowns in mind, Enkindle can be used twice per Bahamut summoning, and potentially 3 depending on the enhanced Enkindle trait. Of course, as part of the streamlining process, many of the summoner's original abilities were either moved to become role actions or outright removed in favor of a cleaner ability tree. Notable mentions include Virus, which was split into 2 new actions for both melee and casters, and Eye for an Eye, which has now become a healer role action. So what's the verdict? It's hard to make any reasonable assessments, but the idea of summoning Bahamut is all that occupies my head. Over the years, summoners have asked and asked for new, better, cooler looking summons, and their prayers have finally been answered. We can now summon the Dragon King himself. But that concludes our summoner class change coverage. Now that we've covered at least one job in each role category, what would you like to see covered next? Let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you next time.